Welcome to the channel Top 10ers. Who are the 10 best fighters ever? This is a very controversial topic, especially now that we've seen so many fighters put on their gloves and trade blows on top of the ring. Styles also cause fights. There are boxers who did well against other boxers with certain styles. This evaluation of the top 10 greatest boxers of all time is based on taking into account the basics such as the weight category, premier division, skill level, number of bouts and knockouts, and the appeal that each fighter brings to the sport of fighting. These factors serve as the basis for compiling a list of the names of these legendary figures. However, before we start our countdown, we would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe to our YouTube channel and also press the bell icon. Let's get started. Number 10. Willie Pep. Willie Pep was one of the best featherweights and most innovative boxers of all time. Because of how well he boxed, he made our list of the top 10 boxers of all time. From the 1940s to the 1960s, he lived during the early days of boxing. He had a historic career with 229 wins and 65 knockouts. Willie Pep is known as an innovator in the sport because of how well he moves his feet and how fast he can move his hands. He stopped working after getting hurt in an accident. Number 9. Julio Cesar Chavez. Boxers from Mexico are known for fighting with a lot of heart, and if anyone has this trait, it would be Julio Cesar Chavez, who is known as Mexico's favorite son. From 1980 to 2005, J.C. Chavez was a boxer. During that time, he fought people like Oscar De La Hoya, Meldrick Taylor, and Hector Camacho. Chavez is known for both his winning streak, 87 straight fights in 13 years, and how exciting his fights are. Julio Cesar Chavez has won 6 world titles in 3 different weight classes since hanging up his gloves in 1984. Also, it's important to note that in 1988, he won the Ring Magazine Lightweight Championship. Number 8. Bernard Hopkins. It is the fact that Bernard Hopkins, despite being older, was still able to compete with the best boxers that landed him a spot on our list of the top 10 boxers of all time. Citation needed. He has had the opportunity to compete against some of the most accomplished boxers in the middleweight and light heavyweight divisions. He broke the record previously held by George Foreman for the boxer who won a world title at the oldest age possible. Ring Magazine's previous rankings had Bernard Hopkins as the top boxer when considering his weight class. He held the title for the middleweight division of the World Championship from 1994 till 2005. Number 7. Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier has been known as Muhammad Ali's most dangerous opponent. He won an Olympic gold medal and was world champion back when the heavyweight division was at its best. Frazier was known for his body punches, his relentless attacks, and his ability to fight for a long time. He fought Oscar Bonavena, Buster Mathis, and Doug Jones. In one fight, he even beat Muhammad Ali. But his famous fight with Muhammad Ali at the Thrilla in Manila is what made Joe Frazier famous. Many people think that Thrilla in Manila was the best boxing match ever. It has even been used by people who don't like boxing to try to get boxing banned as a sport. One match after the Thrilla in Manila, Smokin' Joe finally gave up fighting. Number 6. Roberto Duran. On our selection of the greatest 10 boxers of all time, Roberto Duran, often known as the Hands of Stone, comes in at number 6. He was a legend in his own time. Many people consider him to be the greatest lightweight of all time. He was one of the 4 horsemen that competed in the 1980s, which is often considered to be the decade with the highest level of competition for welterweights. Throughout his career, he has competed in weight classes ranging from lightweight all the way up to middleweight. This gives him a lot of versatility. Number 5. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson would be hard to forget. Many people think that Mike Tyson was the most powerful heavyweight fighter who ever lived. He fought in the heavyweight division and had a reputation for being scary. He was the youngest heavyweight champion because he had fast, heavy hands and quick reflexes that let him duck and weave. Boxing fans quickly took notice of Mike Tyson because he won his first 19 fights by knockout. In 1986, he beat Trevor Berbick in only 2 rounds, making him the youngest heavyweight champion ever. A year later, he won both the WBA and IBF heavyweight titles. This made him the first heavyweight to win the IBF, WBC, and WBC titles in a row. But in 1988, an underdog named Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. Number 4. Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson is considered by many boxing analysts to be the sport's greatest fighter ever, pound for pound. Sugar Ray Robinson was the very first fighter to be given the title of pound for pound champion. The year 1990 marked Sugar Ray Robinson's induction into the Boxing Hall of Fame. In his amateur career, he was undefeated with a record of 85-0. As a working professional, he racked up an impressive body of work. He was victorious for 91 games in a row. He had a total of 200 bouts under his belt, and he was victorious in 173 of them. These victories included 108 knockouts. Number 3. Manny Pacquiao. In the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao is a bigger-than-life figure. But what really made Manny Pacquiao one of the best boxers of all time was that he could fight and win in different weight classes. Manny Pacquiao won 10 world championships in 8 different weight classes. He began his career as a light flyweight and has won world titles in different weight classes. Manny Pacquiao became well known in the U.S. after beating tough Mexican boxers like Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez, and David Diaz. Manny Pacquiao moved up several weight classes to fight Oscar De La Hoya in December 2008. Manny Pacquiao became a superstar after he beat Oscar De La Hoya in 8 rounds. This made him one of the highest-paid athletes of his time. Number 2. Joe Louis. Many people think of Joe Louis as one of the best heavyweights of all time. From 1937 to 1949, he was the world heavyweight champion. He became known as a clean and honest boxer, which was a breath of fresh air at a time when gambling interests ran the sport. Joe Louis had trouble with taxes, which forced him to come back to the ring after he had retired. He owed $500,000, so he had no choice but to go back into the ring and fight again. In one of his fights after he retired, Rocky Marciano beat him badly. Number 1. Muhammad Ali. We have ranked the top 10 boxers of all time, and Muhammad Ali is currently in first place. Many experts are of the opinion that Muhammad Ali was the greatest boxer who ever lived. He was successful in defeating legendary heavyweight boxers such as Joe Frazier and George Foreman during one of their most productive periods of their careers. In addition to that, he was undeniably one of the most captivating athletes who ever lived. When he was in his peak, he was a fantastic boxer, and he also had the ability to put on a show. Do you agree with our top 10 boxers list? Who should have made it, in your opinion? Share your views in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more top 10 videos and press the bell for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching.